Peace. Why does your ass always fucking crack up, dude? Oh Jesus.
Because I think about it too damn hard. Right before I said, just say it. Cause when I was first thinking about it and I said goodnight capiche, where we telling bedtime stories of modern day society, politics, and pop culture. See how I just said and I wasn't thinking about it?
And
It
that's
just
what you need to do. Stop thinking, damn it.
I don't know. As soon as I hit
Apparently,
that,
it's not your strong suit, KP. Just do it, damn it. Do the fucking Nike shit. Just do it.
oh shit.
That's funny.
You right though. You are right. Oh, that's funny. Well, y'all, we did we did the intro. Welcome. I am under a new platform, so I feel a little different. I feel like that the algorithm that I have accomplished on StreamYard ain't over here. Because for one, I can't even tell you if somebody even watching me. What? Mathing ain't mathing at the moment. So how your night been going, Captain?
Well, I have the next 4 days off in a row.
I'm just getting off my 4 days. I got 3 days and then I'm off. But it's
I have
been
4 days off because I've been working pretty steadily and I asked for a couple of days off. So,
mm.
Why is it saying it's December 3rd? It says live with Restream December 3rd. What the fuck?
I don't know. I didn't know I was supposed to be worried. Like I never had to worry about the date.
I don't think you're supposed to have, but like, it's literally, it's weird. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. Oh, you see? It says it right up here at the top.
Okay.
See where I'm talking about right up here?
Okay.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Well, at least I know I can tell if somebody's up in here watching now. Okay, so this is a good thing that I do like about StreamYard because StreamYard had that double screen thing that I had going. So, and that's where a lot of my viewers was coming from on that little smaller screen. I'm bullshitting. So I feel like this show is gonna have low numbers.
I mean, only one way to find out.
Ah, okay. So we can't. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit more. Um,
Just keep in mind, comments will pop up right here in front of me, which is fine. That's what it's telling me right here.
yeah, that's what it's telling me. Oh shit.
I'm big. What up?
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna quit fucking with things and just enjoy the burn live. Good night. Haven't had time to really look. I've been in TikToks for the longest, talking different debates and conversations and Super Bowl talks and this and this and that. Um, really ain't been on nothing. Met a lot of crazy people up in TikTok though. I did. Met a lot of I guess the Nancy kidnapping is still a big thing that's going on.
Hold on, say
Cheaper,
that one more time.
the kidnapping of the lady mama thing. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been watching WNBA 1v1. That's what I've been watching. All right, let me roll this blunt. What you looking up, Doc? Hey man, it feel weird you looking that way. It's like you turned around or something.
Oh, I guess something that's been popping up a lot that I kind of already knew, but
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any evidence on. Um, I always thought that Michael Jackson was innocent, right? Being as that's my name, it's always held a certain interest with me and has always been reminded to me quite frequently with being my name, right?
Right.
With all of the stuff being released, you have child star that have now grown up and they're like in their 30s and 40s, right? And they are starting to speak out and explained that not only did Michael Jackson never touch them, he actually went out of his way to make them feel safe and comfortable. And a lot of people are speculating that he knew about the whole trafficking of children and he was trying to save kids from the trafficking ring that is Epstein and his associates.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I'm not saying okay like that. I have
No, no,
heard.
no, you're good.
I we okay in my community. We did hear a lot of dang. What I got the hiccups?
that was I was not ready for the second time. The first time I kind of just chalked it up. The second time fucking killed
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, shut up.
me. Boom, enough.
But it was always talk like that in our community that they was always trying to frame him. Don't believe the hype of what we. So that's kind of always been around me. Now I can't say that for everybody. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Certain people, but that it always been like that for me. I can honestly say that.
I agree. Yeah.
Um, so I guess now that with the proof is in the pudding behind the statement,
Well,
I guess
you have like Macaulay Culkin. You have the dude from the Goonies. What's his name?
from the who? The Goonies?
Yeah, the dude, little thin kid that weirdo, always tried to talk like Shakespeare almost.
The not the chubby guy.
No, not the chubby guy.
Not
He
the
what's his name? Hold on.
oh my
Now I gotta
god.
look it up. It's gonna bug the shit out of me.
Ah yeah, you know it. You know it is going to.
Corey Feedman.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Like the amount of people that have spoken out and talked about like not only defending him but saying like nothing ever happened, right? If they were gonna say something, now would be the fucking time. That's what it's just nice to have validation that not only did you support the right person, but that you continue to believe in them when people were trying to smear the name. That's nice. I do understand why people are trying to hold on to Trump. I get it. I'm being patient.
Um Michael Jackson had a lot of people in his corner, though. No matter how we looked at the situation or not, he had a lot of people in his corner.
I mean, for good reason. They watched him not only grow up from being a very young child with amazing talent, but then as he grew up, watched him age, watched him develop, continue not only continue like developing his talent in an immaculate level. Like if you watch any of Michael Jackson's music videos or anything that he did where he was rehearsing, he was just so much better than everybody. It doesn't matter who it was. Like if it was a singer, he outperformed them in singing. If it was a dancer, he was smoother with it and he was up there showing people how to do it so they would do it right. If he was, showing the entertainment aspect, he would have ideas to help, above and beyond. And that all came from extreme abuse as a child because he wanted to be near perfect because that's what it was beat into him. His dad beat the shit out of him.
I do like that, and I hate to change the subject. I do like
Oh,
that
you're good.
I seem like the signal is stronger over here. I don't know, but it seemed by now I would have had some type of delay glitch or some type of malfunction.
And you're not having none of that issue.
So far, no.
Nice. That's good.
And
You want to try to pull up a video or something and see if it like
I
stutters like
want to, but I'm just kind of hoping that we go to the flow and go into something, and then a video will be popped up.
okay.
Even if it's, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just noticing like even though this is a 720p, um, it's
It's
not.
only 30 frames a second though. It's not pushing 60 frames a second.
That's yet again, it's not bad.
Right. No, 100%. I'm just letting you know.
Yes, sir. Um. Ooh, see, hey, listen. I don't know how to bring this up with these girls, but this 1v1 competition thing that they decided to do for the little girls league, I'm not gonna lie. Last year I was not for it for it, but this year it just I don't know. Some of these matchups is just like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And it's been like six of them that I haven't sat here, even though I'm talking to them in a group chat and shit. I'm sitting up here looking at some of these highlights like, oh yeah, I'm definitely finna watch that. I'm finna mute what you guys are talking about, and I'm finna watch this 1v1. Also been trying to look for the Dragon Ball Z episode where um I guess Goku and Vegeta fight against the gods or something. It's like everybody's talking about it because I guess I don't know something's gonna come out or whatever. So everybody's talking about it. So I'm like, okay, I ain't get to see it. I want to see it. I just got to watch it. I just got done watching the original first tournament where everybody was fighting for their universes and shit. 11 different universes, and everybody was fighting for that. So I'm guessing whatever happened, I guess I'm looking for the fight after that. I'm guessing.
Shoot.
2026 Raffle All Star Celebrity. The All Star game started today? I guess so, huh? It'll be Sunday, huh? And this the video I wanted to make sure I watched. 7 remote jobs you can do from home. I definitely need.
Uh-oh. Where'd you go?
Right here.
You
You see me?
disappeared for a second and then
I seen that. That's the first little glitchy thing that happened. So basically, when you glitch out, you glitch out. You're not gonna be just fuzzy looking. You really gonna be okay. Or did they do that because I took the comments down?
I don't know. You want to try it again and you'll be able to tell. Nope, wasn't from taking the comments down.
No, it wasn't that.
Did you accidentally click the camera?
Uh, okay. Let me quit messing with this thing. That was my problem for the first like year when I first got introduced to StreamYard, and they started adding their extra features, and I'll be, oh my god, is my camera right? Is my pictures right? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
always do that before any type of streamer.
And then, oh my god, I remember when I used to want to have the music in the background. I kind of miss those days a little bit. OMG, bro. Guess who went on a PBD podcast? Alex Jones. Oh, wow. I ain't heard from him in a nice little minute. What did he have to pay? 50 million or something?
Wait, who?
Alex Jones.
Um,
Alex Jones is a podcaster. He allegedly said something about a family on his podcast. The people didn't like it. They sued and won for way more than what he was really worth or something like that.
oh, he was ordered to pay $1.4 billion in combined
Okay.
damages to the families of Sandy Hook elementary school shooting victims and an FBI agent for defamation. Oh, the chunky guy. Oh yeah, he's fucked.
So I guess this is I'm only gonna play parts of it. You know how we do it over here. I think this is probably um shit. I got a lot of apps open.
Shit.
That's how I sound.
This should be interesting.
Yeah, this should be interesting, especially reactions and um definitely know that you're gonna have something to say because just just got that feeling.
Wrong with them. These are
I always have
logical
something to
players.
say.
You're one of them. What counsel do you give to them?
Well, when I was driving here this morning, I know the White House watches your show. They watch mine, but not as much. But I've been told by the folks that they love your show, and I hope they listen. Look, I know they listen. I've Mark Mitchell, the pollster, was on my show a few months ago, and they really liked what he had to say. So the vice president brought him to meet with Trump and tried to explain the same stuff. In which Mitchell was on my show yesterday, just saying this is you got to stop. He's right. He's one of the most accurate pollsters. It's killing Trump. My family, people on the street, my callers, my listeners. I've got my finger on the pulse. I don't need a poll to tell people. People want a rebel that goes after the evil deep state. We cut our teeth exposing the Democrats as the pedophile protection party. It's Keir Starmer was the head judge that wouldn't prosecute one pedophile for 15 years in the UK and protected the Islamic grooming gangs. And then now he's all tied in with all these people at Epstein's Island, and he won't resign. I mean, it's like they're up to their eyeballs in the real stuff, and Trump is just saying, I'm not involved. I didn't do anything. I dropped the dime, which is in the FBI files. Well, where's Trump at a press conference? See, I was the FBI informant. I got him arrested 18 years ago. I broke that with Roger Stone like 11 years ago before he even ran. So that's what's crazy is, though, he knows there's so much garbage. And that's what they explain. They go, sir, in the last year of Biden, they implemented this tip line. And I was telling people that were in the cabinet meetings when they convinced him of this. They go, sir, they implemented this tip line. And anybody by fax or email or phone can call in and file a report. So schizophrenic women, like in August, you'll call in and say, I was at Mar-a-Lago and Trump and Elon, raped me. And all of a sudden, it turns out they weren't even at Mar-a-Lago then. Or another report. I was at this golf course this year and Trump raped me and did this. The golf course wasn't built for 5 years. So Trump goes, what? You mean there's a public? And now, sir, you see Jamie Raskin and Schumer. Trump is in the files a million times. Well, because it's all so now they've got this.
Oh my God. Why is they doing an exclusive interview like this with him? Like, where is y'all to where y'all look so secluded? The hell?
I can't respond to this kind of stupidity, I'll be honest.
Man, Alex Jones been doing this since YouTube first came out. This man was like one of the first YouTubers on YouTube. Parents are in the FBI Army background. Well, parents Army background, not actually him.
It's ongoing tip line. So when you hear that there's 3 million more files they haven't given you, next month it'll be 5 million. You understand? Because it's a perpetual motion machine. It's a cornucopia. It just spews it. So I'm not defending this. I'm telling you what Trump's been told. And that's why I said he's told it'll crash the stock market. Bondi yesterday, it'll crash the stock market. And it's not like if they had targets they could get, or even a few of their own people they could sacrifice, they do it. They know it's a giant mess of BS and crap. And then the women that are the victims and the survivors, almost all of them were, got into it. And that's how it worked. And we're actually madams, out running these operations. And now they've been recruited and snapped up by the Democrats and are now on the payroll. That way, all the Democrats that are in there can be protected by the witnesses. Oh, we're not going to talk about kids disappearing or beef jerky. We're not going to talk about one piece of pizza that's glowing and loving and you're going to love it for 7 people. We're not going to talk about, we'll deliver the...
These are the files?
Oh, yes. We'll deliver the 7, 9, and 12-year-old to the hot tub for your entertainment, Mr. Podesta. But remember, they're children, but they're well-trained. But you got to, yeah, oh, yeah. And it's not just it's also in the WikiLeaks files. So all the same crap is in there that is in here. And it all just goes...
This is the clip you were talking about, Rob, if you want to play it. Don Lemon on Anderson Cooper saying you shouldn't go after Epstein's files. Go ahead.
I think it's interesting when you look on the internet and you see the bigotry on the internet and the people who have been, these conspiracy theories about QAnon and about Jeffrey Epstein. There's a picture of me on the internet, right, where someone has superimposed the face of Jeffrey Epstein over Chris Cuomo and I, like hanging out, and there are people who actually believe it. And people say, well, not all Trump supporters are bigots or racists. Okay, fine, you can believe that. But when I look at all the people who put things like that on the internet, 99 times out of 100, it is a Trump supporter. So people should think about that as they are placing those things on the internet, as they are wearing political messages in the workplace as well.
Yeah. Well, talking about that, there's a fake flight manifest that has like 100.
That you're on it.
Yeah, I'm allegedly on it. Obviously, If you want to see who was on that flight, there are court documents, and there's like a handful of people whose names you might know who were, who were ever on any flights of his.
Here's the same tag they ran. WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, about 2 months for the election in 2016, releases millions of emails.
So basically, Lemon was just trying to say that their names is brought up on the Epstein. You can't believe everything that you hear about this Epstein file. Now, that's what they were saying back in 2020.
Everybody was saying it. Trump was saying it. Every single person that was appearing in there was saying the same shit, trying to dodge and dip and wait for whoever could get their hands on it to cover whatever's being covered. History and habits promote understanding as to what's real and what's fake. And a lot of things can be faked, sure, but there's certain things that can't be. And I'll just end up saying the same things that you're going to, have already heard. So it don't really matter.
I feel it.
It doesn't seem plausible to me or anybody with a brain that you go from perving on little girls and bragging about it live on an interview to trying to take down your best friend of 10 years, all because he stole some girls from your Mar-a-Lago spa.
Your friend of what?
Trump and Epstein were friends for a very long time before they had their impasse at Mar-a-Lago, and he was caught stealing girls from him, and then he barred him from Mar-a-Lago. And that's when they started having their issues. They also had a court case where they both were being tried for doing something to a 13-year-old minor, and they ended up not going to court later on. Obviously, they've been finding the emails of threats and stuff, so people have made their own assumptions that the people and the little girl around her were threatened very harshly. So it never went to court. But there is witness testimony. On top of you have Eugene Carroll, plenty other instances. Don't let the government fool you. They absolutely owe you a functioning system. They owe you clean water. They owe you access to housing, and they owe you opportunities for work. They owe you dignity, and it's within their constitutional mandate. That's their purpose, and that's their duty.
Bro, I need to close some of these damn tabs. Shit.
A Democratic primary in the 11th district in New Jersey speak to a larger point within the Democratic Party, and that is at the far left than they once were. This sort of gives the game away. Why is very liberal or conservative? You know, there used to be a lot of conservative Democrats, right? Back in 1999, 26% of Democrats self-identified as conservative. Just 5% said that they were very liberal. It was a smidgen. Now that far left has gained considerably in power. Look at this. Now we're talking about a fifth of Democrats. 21% say they're very liberal. That conservative part of the Democratic Party, adios amigos, goodbye, just 8%. And we combine the 21% who are very liberal with those who say that they're somewhat liberal. We're talking about 3 in 5 Democrats who identify as either somewhat liberal or very liberal, with the very liberal larger portion of the party. The far left, which used to just be a smidgen within the Democratic Party, has gained considerable power, as you saw in New Jersey's 11th district.
Yeah, and this explains why Democrats can't be honest with the American people on basic issues. Like, for example,
that makes people like my boy MJ, who's normal, have to look over there and like, what's more radical than me? And I would have to point at people like Money Demon and people that fits in his category. Those are
the reason he's so radical is he came from a background where he was that hardcore Trump supporter that didn't see anything and blindly supported without understanding because of the way he was raised by his family. So now he's fighting himself.
Doesn't matter for people that used to be Democrats that changed over to Republicans.
Well, I'm just explaining how I see like what he does.
I get it.
Like he's fighting himself. He's not fighting anybody else. Like I get he's lashing out at people that think the same way as he used to, but like that's him fighting himself, in my opinion. Like he wants to lash out at his old self because he knew that he was what he considered dumb, and he's glad that he got past it.
Bro, did they really just switch sides with us?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
You ain't that high.
Like, I know this is good night a piece. I'm on my sweat.
That's fucking great, though.
Shit. I might have rolled this blunt a little too tight or something. I just want to see those odds, more numbers. Why did I drop it? I don't want to go down a wormhole, but I don't seem to be finding none at the moment, and I keep clicking everything wrong. Because I keep getting to click in. You got to go down here first, then up here first, then right here first. Oh, excuse me.
what is a woman, right, or biological, it would upset possibly losing have to their party. This, right? They're common, right?
Independents who lean towards the Democratic Party. We're talking about a third of all Democrats who identify as Democratic Socialists. Bernie Sanders and Zohran Mamdani are not alone. They are a considerable part of the Democratic base at this point. And more than that, if you look at Democrats under the age of 35, they are nearly half of the Democratic Party. Look at this. 42% of Democrats think of themselves as Democratic Socialists under the age of 35, just like Zohran Mamdani. What happened in New York City is not some aberration, right? Not something that just happened in New York City.
But we're going to be able to see if socialism is good for this country for the next 4 years. You're going to be able to find out. You got two ways of looking at it. One, somebody campaigned on it, and now they're in office and they're mayor and whatever they do in New York. You know what I'm saying? And the other one is Chicago.
That's not as big a scale, though. Seeing how it works on a national level for the entire country is not the same as seeing it work in a couple of states, especially when it's already imbalanced from not being handled as a socialist standpoint for a long time, because it takes time to balance out.
But I get you on that. Let me start off by saying that I do get you on that. this is the closest we're gonna have. This is the closest I'm gonna get to be able to study it. You know what I'm saying? I may not have good numbers. I may not be able to see the effects of it for real. Because I gotta look at it just like the Trump administration too. He just got in there, so everything that he's doing now, I can't say this is. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give it a minute for anything because he ain't even did nothing. But
I mean, he's done a lot. It's just not had the impact he's wanted.
No, not really. He does because he's only been asking. He hasn't really done too much, and because for one, when he got in office, they got hit with a snowstorm, so he got hit with that, and then all I know, and you know what I'm saying, I could be wrong, but so far, the thing I know is that he's been asking for tax cuts.
Here, I got you. I got you, KP. Hold on.
Since taking office in January 2025, President Trump has focused on immigration, government reform, and the economy. Key actions. Immigration. Launched mass deportations.
I'm not talking about Trump.
That's what you said. Or are you talking about the mayor?
Talk about the mayor.
Oh, I thought
no. I said the mayor of New York is the closest that we're going to be able to see socialists because for what he campaigned on that. That's what he kept.
But like it's hard to get a full view of it when you are underneath somebody calling much more important shots that are limiting you from doing the things you want.
And then I said I agree with that. I said we got.
That's my bad. I thought we were switching over to like things that like because I was talking about how you were talking about how it takes time for things to change and you would like to see that. I thought we were talking about Trump at that point. So that's my bad because with this term, he just took over from, Biden and, I thought we were talking about the things that he's tried to implement and whatnot. That's my bad.
That's okay. Like I said, like for the little reports that I have done, he has done some things or little things where he's cracked down on landlords and they upkeeping of apartments out there. I know he did something like that. Like I said, also I know he got hit with the snow, so that kind of put a pause on him trying to really put in stuff or do whatever he's trying to do up there. And yet again, he just got in the office. So anything he do accomplish won't take place in effect until next year and a year after anyway, for whatever he does be able to put in place. That's what I was saying, where you start looking at Trump, like, so for whatever he can do, because not only is like you say, Trump in his way, that's not even the person that's mainly in his way. His own governor is in his way.
But that's what I'm saying. It starts at the top. So if you got him limiting you and then other things that are below him limiting you before it even gets to you, you're already, it's like being a GM at a fast food chain. You have all the responsibility, but none of the authority because it comes down to the owner of it. And if it doesn't come down to the owner, it comes down to your district manager. If it doesn't come down to your district, it comes down to your regional manager. Like there's still several layers above you that are hindering you from being able to have full control.
But that's why I was making the reference, like the little that we are going to be able to see that he does, be able to look at it, and then I gave the other. So listen, the oversight. I gave the other example of the mayor in New York for the simple fact a lot of big businesses have left the metropolitan area, like Walgreens and CVS and a couple of McDonald's, who they claim, reports was claiming that these places are important to them because it's in their metropolitan area. They left because the crime was high and they couldn't afford, to pay their employees while other people come in there stealing and making it unsafe for them. That's why they're going through what they're going through up there. and not the governor, but the mayor has said, where he's willing to put in governor grocery stores and pharmacists and fast food restaurants to fill in those spots, the places, so he can reach out to the people. And that's where people are like, oh, that's part of socialism, where you governize and everything that goes on. You're not even given the opportunity for a mom and pop's store to even try to buy up this property and see if they can succeed and fill the hold or not. You already just gonna put something that's government ran and control in these spots. And for people that think that's not socialist, it's not socialist. For people think that he's really trying to look for a way to help, we'll be able to see. Hopefully, I don't even know if that even went into place. I just know that's what he's wanting to do up there in Chicago. That was one of the plans for them to try to put in grocery stores. Because like I said, these stuff was leaving. In New York, due to all that ice, that snow and all that stuff, and people they got a trash problem. So I think, I don't know, is he hindering from doing things? I don't know. We'll be able to see next year what's going on. Hopefully. I'm curious. We got 22 days until F1 race comes back, kicking off in Australia. Can't wait. I'm looking at this celebrity NBA All-Star game. And Phil looks kind of cool or whatever. They just got this super, super tall guy that's like 8 feet tall looking. Projected Puerto Rico opens into ICE officer testimonies about the shooting. What? Hold on. I think this is something you might want to hear.
Okay. I'm all ears.
Federal authorities have opened a criminal probe into whether 2 immigration officers lied under oath about a shooting in Minneapolis last month as charges were dropped against 2 Venezuelan men. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Todd Lyons said Friday that his agency had opened a joint probe with the Justice Department after video evidence revealed sworn testimony provided by 2 separate officers appears to have made untruthful statements in the shooting of one of the Venezuelan men. The officers, whose names were not disclosed, are on administrative leave pending a completion of an internal investigation. Lyons added that the U.S. Attorney's Office is actively investigating.
Lakeland News is a nonprofit news organization. Donate to Lakeland PBS.
Boy, stop.
It said internal investigation. Yikes. That's like me going next door, shooting a motherfucker, walking back over home. When I hear the police come over, I walk over there. Guys, I got this. I'll take care of it. I'll investigate. You guys don't have to worry about it.
You're right, though. But then it'll be an uproar if there was no type of investigation at all.
being accused of lying about a shooting that happened of a man in Minneapolis. Last month, you might remember this story. The agents claimed that two men had attacked them with a broom and a shovel as they were carrying out an immigration operation. One of the men was shot in the leg by an officer. And when that happened, obviously it raised questions. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem came out and said it was, quote, an attempted murder of federal law enforcement. She accused the governor, Tim Walz in Minnesota, the mayor, Jacob Fry, of encouraging assaults against law enforcement. And also, the same day that she put out that statement, she was at the White House and said this about ICE agents in Minneapolis.
Every single action that our ICE officers take is according to the law and following protocols that we have used for years, that this administration has used, that the previous administration used. They are doing everything correctly.
Okay, well, given that, we've now learned the Justice Department has actually dropped charges against those two men. And in a turn of events, they are now being investigated because they are being accused of lying under oath about what happened. There's video evidence, apparently, that contradicts what they said actually occurred. And this is just the latest case where the initial description that we get from the Trump administration after a shooting like this has happened has fallen apart once all the facts have come out. Obviously, the highest profile examples of this, I don't have to remind you of. You remember it yourself. Renee Good, Alex Preddy, both accused of being domestic terrorists before we saw all the different video angles of what happened when they were killed at the hands of federal agents. There's also the case of Miramar Martinez in Chicago. Just this week, CNN obtained the body camera footage from October when the American citizen and school teacher was shot 5 times by a Border Patrol agent.
Here's something. All right, we're fine now. All right, out of the car. Be advised, we've been struck.
Now, the Department of Homeland Security had initially said that Border Patrol law enforcement officers were ambushed by domestic terrorists that rammed federal agents with their vehicles. The FBI director posted, "Attack our law enforcement and this FBI will find you and bring you to justice." Once the evidence came out, federal prosecutors asked for that case to be dropped.
And as they were wrestling on the ground trying to detain this individual, 2 other men came out of that building and started attacking him with weapons and shovels and brooms. And as it was 3-on-1, the agent feared for his life and defensively had to take action.
Well, today, a judge dismissed charges against the two, and 2 immigration officers are now under investigation. CNN's Priscilla Alvarez joins us with more. So what's the administration saying here?
Well, Anderson, it was the Justice Department that had filed a motion to dismiss these charges, which, as you said, have now been dismissed by this judge. But it is a significant development in what was a string of high-profile shootings where there were conflicting accounts from the federal agents as well as from the eyewitnesses. And in this case, as you mentioned, this occurred last month. It was after the shooting of Renee Good, where officials claim these 2 Venezuelan men had assaulted the federal agent, which is what led him to shoot one of them in the leg. You heard there from Secretary Noem that they had assaulted him with a shovel and with a broom, but both of these men had denied that. And in reviewing the video and in speaking with eyewitnesses, they found that there was nothing to support the agent's account of what transpired here, which is what now has led to this federal investigation into whether the...
Boy, let me find out y'all didn't get jumped. Y'all made that shit up.
Yeah, that's gonna make things really bad.
Boy, bad boy. Hey, that's gonna be the ammo they need. You can't trust them. Say, look, we told you in the beginning you couldn't trust them.
Like they didn't already execute too.
Bro, is that a fucking map on somebody's truck?
I think somebody drew on it. Looks like an Among Us or something. I don't know. I can't tell.
I know it. I told you.
I don't have to say that.
And now Trump's people even said it themselves now. Get out of our city.
I don't have to say that either. I've been screaming it for a while, dude. It's just going to be it happens, and everybody who didn't acknowledge it won't acknowledge it and won't take accountability, and we'll move on. That's just how it works, man. Being right doesn't come with no fucking prize. You just get to be right.
Yeah, nobody trying to pat you on your damn back.
Exactly. Nobody wants to pat somebody on the back when they were wrong. It hurts their ego.
If that's how it is, if that's how it is.
I only know this because I know how people think, because I used to think that way. That's why I take accountability when I'm wrong. That's why I make sure that if I don't hear things properly, I go back and watch a lot of our shit. And if I handle something wrong, you best believe I'm going to bring it up to you and tell you, I'm sorry, and take accountability. That's just the type of person I am, because I didn't used to be that person. And I hate the fucking person I used to be.
Oh my God. It is going down on Taka the Tick or whatever's going down over
Hi,
there.
what's going on?
I don't know. I just hear the blue lights lighting up down there. Because I didn't even drop. I just muted myself and turned them down. I know they probably glad I'm not up in there. And that. But I don't even call, for real, I don't even go political till somebody else bring it up over there. Yep, I'm gonna have to definitely do research on this. I'm gonna have to keep up with it, make sure that I'm on it.
Right. Got to make sure keeping up with the ICE agents that possibly lied about. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I remember the story. You know what I'm saying? I really do. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I deeply covered it, but I do remember the story. So I definitely keep up with it. Alex Jones. I ain't seen that guy in a long time. It was good to see though. That boy look like he's still eating good though. He was the first person I was listening to before Trump even ran for office. I ain't gonna even lie to nobody. When he first said Trump, I looked at the radio and I was like, what the fuck, Trump running for? Hell nah. And then Alex Jones was breaking down all these things and stuff like that. I'm saying, this is first term. And I ain't gonna lie to myself. When he broke that stuff down, I was like, these are stuff that damn near I agree upon. I ain't gonna never forget that shit. Being in that truck, that dude said, "You agree with that stuff? Hell yeah." I don't know. I'm sorry if I see shit different.
So somebody initially, when they heard you agreeing with the ideas, was like, "You really agree with that?" And you didn't double take, didn't try to rethink it, nothing. You're just like, "Fuck yeah."
I had already thought like that way before Trump came along.
So
that's why I don't think people
No. I get that. I get that. So what you're telling me is that you've always felt this way about the policies and things that he stated out loud.
I always felt like,
because his coming in.
Let me finish. Because I always felt like crime and punishment in my neck of the woods wasn't strong enough and for the criminals. And I did think that Trump was gonna stricken laws, which technically he stricken certain laws for certain crimes.
So what that he was saying at the time made you feel like that was his because from my understanding, when he announced himself, the majority of what he was screaming to the rooftop was that Obama wasn't a citizen or wasn't born in the United States, and something along the lines of Hillary not being smart enough because she's a woman, something or other.
Those are just debating points, you know what I'm saying, and stuff he said at rally. But what he campaigned on,
I know what he campaigned on, but like that was his campaign after he announced. What I'm saying is like before his announcement, his coming into the limelight to apply, like to get the people on his side for office. Those were some of the things he was shouting.
But I had already had a deeper understanding of Trump before he even walked down the elevator.
A deeper understanding. So at this point, you knew that he walked in on underage girls in a pageant, that he had essayed several women, that he went bankrupt several times.
Yeah.
You knew all of this.
All of this.
So you voted for a poor managing sexual predator. That's crazy. Like, you understand how that sounds to me, right? You had all this prior knowledge.
Joe Biden is the same. Ain't no stopping. This is my show for one, so I can say what I can say. I can say what I need to say. But yet again,
it's always bringing up somebody else instead of sticking on the subject because it
Joe
sounds
Biden.
better to go somewhere else rather than talking about the piece of shit.
Oh my God. It's just amazing how when we was going back and forth at first, but when I want to make my statement now, is I gotta cut him off.
It's not that. It's the fact of I know where you're going. You're trying to defer it to somebody else because this and that and the next.
But yet again, it's my show. I should be able to speak how I freely on my show without getting cut off.
I get you. You go ahead and say your piece, brother.
If I was on your show,
it's all good. It's the same shit you do every time. And
I've
asked you to stay on subject because we're talking about Trump. We're not talking about Biden. We're not talking about Hillary. We're not talking about this person, that person, the next person.
You just brought them up too.
I literally just said their names, but I was talking about Trump themselves. I was talking about him specifically and what he had done before even getting in office.
To bring up other people, but
No. Hold on. Stop trying. You're pivoting again. Nobody said anything about Trump or Biden until you did. I was talking about Trump, his past, what he did, and the knowledge you had of him. Nobody else. And you brought in Biden. So I cut you off and told you to stay on topic.
Because I said yes. And then I said, okay, so we voted for Biden in too. So what's the difference?
A heavy difference.
What's the difference?
The fucking long ass list that I've already given you, and you tend to ignore it because apparently you're okay with.
I don't ignore it. How I ignore it, and you said it and you showed it, and we got proof of it.
Just because you acknowledge something does not mean you did not ignore the information.
How can you ignore something that we discussed?
Okay.
Thank you. I was waiting on that because it makes absolutely no sense because we discussed it. I actually had a conversation with you, so there's no way that I could ignore it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I want to pretend like, oh, I don't care about what you said, but that's not ignoring it. Because ignoring it would have been me, you know, I'm trying my best to avoid the conversation by all means necessary. That's me ignoring it. Oh, you don't want to talk about it. You don't even want to bring it up. Why are you ignoring the conversation? Let's talk about it. Let's be civilized about it. And that's what I did with you.
Okay.
So no, I didn't ignore it. But yet again, I'm not allowed to do it, but you kind of have to, you know, bad business decisions. Like, who doesn't make bad business decisions? And I guess you could probably name a lot of people, and I can name a lot of people who has made bad business decisions. Okay, that comes with taking risks in businesses. And I know you can be like, but yet again, they all say mismanagement. It was all mismanagement. So they let you. Am I? So does that mean I ignored you or I didn't? Because I may even bring statements that you brought up. It's mismanagement of bankruptcies.
Actually, you
Yes.
ignored quite a bit because the only thing you're bringing up is the mismanagement, not the amount of times, the several different reasons, not just poor management. It was him throwing himself into debt on repeat on purpose, trying to get out because he couldn't manage the budget he set in place on repeat. It's not
Okay, that too. There you go.
so you
So
did
that now we
ignore a
got
large
more.
amount of information I gave you.
I didn't ignore a
You
larger
just
amount
admitted it
because
without
I
realizing
couldn't.
it because you didn't retain the information because you ignored it. If you wouldn't have
You didn't even let me finish everything.
KP, dude, I gotta get to bed. It's Valentine's Day and I'll be taking my wife out tomorrow. I ain't got time to sit here and go back and forth with you about how you completely disregard information, and it's very telling at times. Just like I sat there and said, okay, I promise you I ignored every bit of everything you said and ignored every bit of it while saying okay, because I can do that. Just like I know other people can do that.
Well, that's you, and you
But
chose
guess
to
what?
ignore
I
that.
just proved it.
But
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
not
no.
going to
Stop.
choose.
Real quick.
No,
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 no.
no,
Real
no.
quick. Real quick.
I'm not going to
Just before
choose
I
to
leave, I'm going
ignore.
to. I already proved it by sitting there the whole
Prove
time
what?
and waiting for you to say, "Oh, but I was paying attention because I referenced that one tiny word or phrase that you said a couple of times." You ignored bulks 90% of the information that I gave you, and you said
So
a
you
single
wanted me to.
phrase. No, 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 no.
Just because
It's
I
over.
didn't run.
It's fine.
That's it.
I'm going to bed. I
No,
ain't
it's
got
not
time
over
for it,
because
brother.
you want to
I ain't
say,
got time to go back and forth
well,
with you.
you can go, and this is my show. You can leave, and you see the cowardness of people when they run, when they know that they're wrong. Just because I didn't have to run through a whole list, I shouldn't have to run through a whole list. It's amazing to me that y'all see these people up here and they try to be so slick with the words and the plan, and I just be blunt and straightforward. I don't try to sugarcoat it. I don't try to dance around nothing. And you guys, you watch and you see it. You know what I'm saying? If not, that's why nobody probably wouldn't be around. And obviously, when it comes to a list that we showed, that we went over up in here, that had countless of things, and yet again, he wants me to go through the whole list, and I'm not going to go through a whole list. Also, the pageant. I know he wants me to bring that up, the pageant part. And that's what I was going to bring up. I was going to only bring up major things that he made sure that he tried to feed it into my brain that I can decipher. No, I can't decipher everything, but I can decipher the major things, like the pageant that we made sure that he said over and over and over again. I don't ignore people, for one. That's just put it right there. Second of all, when you do your due diligence and you look at two people that was just in office, and he want to call one a rapist, a child molester, and all those things, and you be like, okay, the Joe Biden was called the same thing. Oh, we're getting off topic. No, I'm not getting off topic. I'm just saying, if you can say that you voted that person in office, and I can say we voted that person in office, what's wrong with the discussion? Don't be scared of the discussion. Don't say a person trying to pivot when I'm just saying I agreed, yes. And then I say, okay, so what about this person here? What's the difference? Oh, we only want to stick on Trump because I only got my ammo for Trump, where you should be able to talk about wide variety of things. And I don't always have to research. I just sit here and have conversations. It's amazing. But yet again, guys, when people arguments are just so so structured on one thing and don't see the bigger pictures of everything, and just that man's bad and everything he does bad. Like, every president ain't been in office did something bad or something we all didn't agree upon, probably bombed or interrogated somebody, or somebody couldn't eat, or somebody couldn't get insurance. It's a little bit of everywhere. But yet again, I don't knock nobody for what they stand for and what they believe in and what they stand for. Yet again, I'll say it again, what they stand for. I never knock it. I just ask questions and I keep it going. Even on Talk of the Tick, I'm gonna go in here and probably deal with everybody in there wannabe white supremacists. Everybody has white supremacists in them. Don't think a black person don't have it. Don't think a Jew don't have it. Don't think a white person don't have it. Everybody in America has it. Sorry.